a profound shift that has been accumulating for you. And when we think about the accumulation of something, it's something that has been collected. So you have been collecting a lot without even realizing it, and I'm seeing something rare that you've collected. Oh, this reading is going to be taking a different turn than I thought it would already. I'm seeing a rarity, like you've collected a rare card or a wild card in some way, but the thing is, it's not really a wild card because you've drawn it in through resonance. But the message I got is that it's the moment where you've been collecting lemons, and it's been lemon after lemon, one after another, and suddenly your arms are super heavy and they're filled with all of these lemons, and you could be sharp with disappointment around, like, what do I do with this? What does this even mean? And this could be the responsibilities in your waking life. And at some point you kind of question why you're carrying them, and while you're carrying them and your arms are already full, it's like you're being given more, right? It's almost like, spirit, what do you want me to do with this now? It kind of feels like a moment like that. I'm also seeing it as stones, like there's so many stones that you've accumulated. This is weight that maybe you hadn't asked for, responsibilities, or what has felt like a delay for you, and maybe even losses, and you've been carrying them too. And you've thought that they've been slowing you down, but what you didn't realize, I'm hearing also fail to realize, was that this would be a huge part in your success story, because the things that you're carrying now are about to become a stepping stone for you, right? The rocks that you're carrying now are about to become the stepping stone across the river of change. And on the other side of the riverbank, I'm seeing it as the west bank and the east bank. So the west is where the sun sets. That's all about karmic completions, closing out cycles, khalas. And then we have the east bank where the sun rises, and that's new beginnings. This is about ceremony energy. And yeah, it's like you've reached the river, or you're about to be. And the moment that you reach the river, everything changes, because it's a moment of, I'm hearing, instantaneous realization that everything was connected to everything else, and it all led you here. So we're going to see where it is that you're being led as well. Yeah, I'm going to leave this for on the side, and we're going to definitely pull some messages around this. Let's get a Gateway of the Light activation. But this is the moment that you realize, for example, with the lemon analogy, the lemons were not burdens. Instead, they actually became ingredients, because the very things that you gathered would be things that would nourish you. It would actually bring you even more energy and momentum as you make lemonade with these lemons. Again, there's like this form of alchemy that you've been able to step into, a very rich experience. And with the stones, they weren't designed to be carried forever. And they weren't even designed to be placed in your hands forever either. One by one, these are stepping stones. So yeah, it's like what it is that you've been carrying now is actually going to lead to a great acceleration of events. It's going to be something that actually sustains you. It's actually something that was the very thing that you needed, even if you didn't realize it yet. I'm almost seeing it as something that you learned, and it seemed like it would have nothing to do with the path that you're about to step into, or that you're aligned with, but it had everything to do with it. The reason that you're prepared for this path, this opportunity, this thing, is because all the trials and errors had shaped you for it. It feels like, why wouldn't you? It's like you've been equipped and trained in ways, and you didn't even realize that your hardships were you actually undergoing some type of profound training, right? So yeah, it's a moment where you become unstoppable, because you understand finally what that load was for, and it's changing your relationship to it. It's like what you've been carrying, or what you're carrying now, is going to be the very thing that carries you forward. We have crystal skull wisdom, and then we also have clarity, divine healing, and high vibrational energy here. The Orion activation also came out, which is a supernova, recreation, renewed, and also being birthed by light. Whew, this is a connecting point for you. This is a huge connecting point. I'm going to go ahead and read this for you. Crystal Skull Wisdom. Oh, I've opened it on the Orion activation card, so apparently we need to read this one first. So all of your fears and setbacks are being stripped from your energy now. It's essential for your old way of being to fall away before you go through a process of renewal in order to move forward. The old stories of your life aren't yours to live out or live up to anymore. Oh my god. You are far greater than the limiting experiences. What I'm seeing from this is the moment that somebody realizes that their hardships or challenges or obstacles that they went through were invitations and initiations. It's like someone realizes that they were being initiated for something. You've been initiated. You were being initiated and maybe you didn't even realize it. Major chills. Whew. The beings of Orion are surrounding you now, and they see you. I've got goosebumps. I've got goosebumps, honey. Okay, so the beings of Orion are surrounding you now, and they see you as one of them. Someone who has been born with the knowledge that they can live a great purpose and make a real difference in the world, whether on a global scale or a particular corner of the planet. When you draw this card, you're being reminded that you have infinite star potential. Now, Crystal Skull Wisdom basically talks about the heavy energy that you've been experiencing is actually going to be lifting, especially mentally or psychologically, you know, if there's been a hard time that you've been moving through. This talks about you becoming clearer this time. Whew, that's what I was getting chills about. I was also thinking about how this is someone that looks at those stones and they look at the lemons, right? They look at the responsibilities, they look at the stories that had played out in their life, and their resonance changes to it significantly. Like their quantum relationship to this, it shifts on a molecular level because there is gratitude in that moment for what appeared to be like a hardship at that moment in time, because it was your biggest blessing in disguise, because it has built you into who it is that you are. Your success is not even in the things that you're achieving and the things that you're going to go on to achieve with this. Your success is literally in who it is that you've become. Just take a moment and let that sink in. Ooh, yeah, you're changing the way you're thinking and feeling about it. Because again, at first it just feels heavy. And then you realize that weight that you were holding had built you muscle. This spiritual stamina, agility, strength that wouldn't have been cultivated otherwise. Maybe your healing abilities because you've learned how to hold space for yourself. Hearing through the most tumultuous times. You may have felt indecisive, but now you're downloading direct guidance from the heart of Source so that you can live and express yourself in a more authentic way. Know that downloads often appear as your own inner guidance, encouraging you to move forward. The key is to recognize the calmness that they bring. This is a time of clarity and connection. Crystal Skull Wisdom is here to bring clarification to what you have been receiving within. In order for the next phase of your journey to unfold, you must follow the information that you have received. You know what it is that you need to do in order to heal and grow. If you've been asking for a sign that the healing work that you've been doing is successful, this is the message that you've been waiting for. Ooh. Let's take a look at Cosmo's Oracle message. This is, wow, a bit too many. We'll keep it though. We have a spectrum, dark energy, what? Okay. So spectrum talks about shifting the spectrum and how you see a situation, right? It's almost like you're shifting it into a higher framework, where something that felt like a storm at the time, it's like you've zoomed out and you see that it was just a speck. It was just a speck in your journey, but a really important one, you know. And then dark energy talks about the unknown is your friend. The unknown, maybe when it comes to you not even fully understanding or not fully knowing why it is that you had gone through the things that you had gone through or experienced the things that you had experienced, are all finally making sense, because this talks about your unlived potential or full potential existing in the unknown. And with spectrum, it's almost as if you had to not be, I'm hearing like you were in on it on a higher level, but at the time maybe you weren't, right? That's what it feels like. You were in on it. No, you weren't in on it until you were. And it's almost like now you're in on, I don't know, your own story. It feels like someone that is kind of seeing their own life on Earth play out from a higher dimensional level, right? Where it's like you can look back in a linear fashion, especially with a wormhole, and actually see how everything had led to everything else. The wormhole is a moment of realization that comes through, and it's information that you receive from this intercommunication that happens with dark energy, which is the highest possible version of yourself, the highest possible perspective you could gain on a situation. Dark energy are things that you don't see. Spectrum are things that you don't see, not just externally, but also within yourself. And what it is that you could not see previously, I'm hearing, and where your vision was limited with spectrum, right? Seeing the situation through a limited filter perception, or this myopic lens or view from the lens of suffering, has been something that you've healed, and in doing that you've expanded it into this broader universal truth. And it just gives me this internal and external matrix that you've developed a different kind of relationship with, essentially, especially around how you emotionally relate to your journey on Earth and the circumstances and stories that have played out. And you're realizing that each external network has actually shown you this internal map back to your inner world. And it's all interconnected. It's like it's shown you back to your own cosmic origins. Somehow it's brought you back into alignment with what your cosmic origins were, what your intentions before this incarnation were. And you've just fully come back online. That's the energy that I'm sensing with this. And the universe wasn't pulling anything away from you or removing anything away from you or removing you from anything. It was forcibly pulling you inwards. That's what it is. It was forcibly pulling you inwards in some way to reveal something that had been long suppressed and was yet to be remembered once again. With wormhole, organisms emit photons. This talks about energy that you absorb to take action and actually make movements that becomes highly significant for you at this stage in your life. And it's because of light also and photons also being a source of information. So I feel like this is information which you've received around why something happened or why it had to happen that way and what that's actually leading you to. It feels like a leaden experience that's something that you're turning into a golden opportunity of some kind. So when we absorb photons or this information, essentially it will open up a wormhole for you. And this is photons of energy that will come from the sun or our own life force, right? Connecting with actually becoming our own source. And all these external circumstances were reminding you that you are source experiencing itself as human. You are a fractal of source. You are a fractal of infinite potential. So this is a shortcut of from a situation. It basically is a portal of discovery that's opening up for you at this stage. And it's a journey that may seem far ahead, but these portals actually open up a great acceleration of events. So it feels like things have been slow, right? You've been carrying the lemons, you've been carrying the rocks, and things are about to speed up because faster than the normal circumstance, because it's not possible to cross the river without the stones, and it's not possible to continue on the journey without this golden elixir, right? This lemonade that you're able to actually make from these circumstances as a source of fuel to further sustain you along your path. This reminds me of using some kind of energy to further accelerate along your path. It's some type of fuel. It's something that you've alchemized. Instead of allowing it to become your downfall, it's almost like you've risen because of it. You know, it's like the phoenix could not rise from the ashes unless it first experiences itself as the ashes. So yeah, this is a celestial travel portal. It feels like that's opened up, especially with magnetic field. There is something that you're drawing into the wormhole. That's almost what it feels like, faster now than ever before. This is definitely giving me rapid manifestation. It talks about a point of attraction, essentially, that's happening. And it's an exit or entry point that leads to some type of interstellar travel. It's where you're able to lucidly guide your life towards your chosen direction. This can mean whatever it is that you want it to mean, and it's a form of conscious and lucid time travel. So stargates are opened up by your galactic brothers and sisters, beckoning for you to come and safely learn more about what your life on Earth could be. And I feel like you're about to learn what that is. Okay, I feel like you're about to learn what that is for you and what that means for you. I'm going to go ahead and pull one of these messages to you. I'm feeling quite drawn towards them, and I'm also get a tarot message, and then I'll love and leave you guys right there. Let me see. We have be unstoppable. Wow. So did we talk about being unstoppable? I don't remember. Be unstoppable. This talks about Minotaur. Let me find the where is it? You're definitely an unstoppable force to be reckoned with. That is definitely the case with Be Unstoppable for sure. I'm traveling at the speed of light. I wanna make a supersonic man out of you. It reminds you of the Don't Stop Me. Don't stop me. I'm traveling at the speed of light. Don't stop me now, cause I'm having such a good time. It's the moment where the soul is completely leading the flesh. It's almost like, you know, despite what it is that had gone on, it's like, don't stop me now, because you're realizing why it's happened. You know, it's like if you want to have a good time and you're ready to enjoy the polarity in this experience, or, you know, the contrast in this experience, then like give me a call. You know, it's that's what it feels like in some way. You're embracing it. You're a pure alchemist with this. You accept all vibes, all circumstances, all energetic signatures, good or bad. You're an alchemist. It's like you take whatever life throws you. You have the power within you, an inner resolve that makes you unstoppable, which you can access when you know what you truly love. When you merge this resolve with your passion, you can move mountains. This is about not getting lost in fear and doubt, connecting in the earth in order to strengthen your core. Speak your truth and don't get pushed around. Bellow like the bull if you must. So this is heroes. That's what it talks about in this plane. So I'm not sure what you're doing, but you're definitely doing it well. You're definitely doing it well. Right, let's see. I'm going to get one tarot message for you. It's me about the Be Unstoppable, like the bull. And if we think about the bull, especially in ancient Egyptian mythology, the bull in Taurus was actually an otherworldly interstellar object that was used as and actually seen as sacred material in this plane. So there's almost like this otherworldly strength that you've cultivated while navigating this realm. And it's because the growth that you've gone through psychologically, physically, emotionally are also translating into energetic and etheric growth as well, that you'll continue to bring with you. And I'm hearing it will continue to travel with you even beyond this lifetime. It continues to travel with you beyond this lifetime. Yeah, the Taurus bull reminds me of sky metal, and it basically refers to meteors in the sky. And the ancient Egyptians found meteors and they recognized that this was a harder and celestial type of material. So they saw it as a sacred thing that would fall from the heavens. The pharaoh's strength was also considered to be the bull of the sky because of this. So meteors of the sky or the bull of the sky was referring to the constellation of Taurus. So there could be something that you're extremely fixed on right now, or something that you're actually seeing the value in because it's ruled by Venus. So yeah, this is one of the original functions of the Taurus bull, and it's because it had iron in it. So again, it's like you have some type of iron, type mentality, you know. That's how it's like you're strong like iron with whatever this is. You know, the production is spirit. It feels like a spiritual production of your life, you know. It's like the movie. It's like this was part of the production. This was in the budget, you know. Okay, it's part of it. It was part of it. All right, let's see. I'm seeing like the production team. Okay, so we have 9 Novembers. I don't know how that ended up on the floor. Maybe I pulled it early and I didn't realize. I must have. I think they fell out and I didn't realize. Let's see what else is here. There's one more card. We also had The Four of Lotuses. Yeah, the Nine of Embers and the Four of Pentacles. Four of Lotuses and Four of Pentacles are hold back cards, essentially. It's somebody going into some type of introspective phase, and essentially they're being handed a new lifeline as far as the Four of Chalices goes, because they're really reflecting on what their value systems are and what it is that they choose for themselves moving forward. And it reminds you of giving yourself grace and forgiving the version of yourself before they knew the things that only time would be able to teach them. And with Four of Pentacles, I'm just seeing you kind of hold back and be reserved. And this internal reservation and reflection period that you've gone through is actually leading to some type of climax in your field. It's actually leading to some type of fuel to cross that finish line, because that's what someone is moving towards. They're further now than they ever have been. And it feels like you're somewhere now that you worked really, really hard to get to. You're a version of yourself that required a lot of experience in order to cultivate the wisdom that you have. That's what it gives me with Nine of Wands. Again, it's a climax. So it kind of reminds you of someone about to cross the finish line in a race, and just when they want to give up, they remember the months, maybe even years of training that they put in to get to that point. And there is like strength that they didn't even know that they had until they were left with no other option. But they chose not to give up on themselves. And I just feel like there's something really inspirational that you're going to be doing because of it. Yeah, it's like you've used something as some type of fuel, and it's driven you to create something astounding, astonishing, memorable, remarkable. I wonder what it is. And I wonder who you are. I do wonder. So, I'm going to love and leave you guys right there. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, do consider subscribing because we'd love to have you around. Personal reading details are also down below. Also check out Autospray if you're looking for some high quality AAA grade jewelry. We have 2 discount codes for that in the description box down below. $1 of the proceeds are donated towards Altar Sanctuaries, small family owned business that handcraft the beautiful AAA grade jewelry. And yeah, I will speak to you guys very, very soon. Until next time, bye.